Today, I'm going to be sharing 6 Christmas activities for 2-year-olds. Hi guys, I'm Cara. Welcome back to my channel. I am mum to 2-year-old Ben, and today I'm going to be sharing some of the Christmas winter themed activities and crafts that we've been doing at home over the past few weeks in the hope that it gives you some ideas too. I do make lots of toddler activity videos and I'm sharing lots of Christmas content at the moment, so if that's something that you're interested in, please have a think about hitting subscribe. Without further ado, let's get started! My first activity idea is to make some fake snow. It is really easy to do. It is just 2 ingredients. You need some shaving cream and quite a bit of baking soda. I will link the recipe for this below. I put it all together in a big turkey roasting tin. I just got Ben to pour it in the baking soda and then slowly added a little bit of shaving cream as it came together. Ben genuinely spent hours playing with this snow. He loved to pat it flat and use his animals to make footprints, just like in one of his favourite stories, The Gruffalo's Child. We also used it to build snowmen, we used it to bury the animals, we made it snow on their heads. He just loved playing with it. What are you doing, Ben?
I like a hoot. Oh.
And the great thing about this is you can reuse it over and over the course of a few weeks. I just put it into a Tupperware, and if it starts to dry out, you can just add a little bit more shaving cream. If you've been following my channel, you will know that I love to do language activities with Ben. I have made quite a few toddler language activity videos, which I will link above and below for you in case you want to check those out, but Christmas time is definitely no different. Yeah, what do I call it?
A polar bear.
A polar bear. So this activity is a language stocking. I essentially took lots of different Christmas themed objects and put them inside a stocking. Then Ben just pulled out the Christmas objects from the stocking one by one. We discussed what they were, we talked about what they looked like, and this is a really great one for introducing certain things that might not be around at other times of year or that your toddler might not yet be super familiar with. For us, for example, it's been a long time since Ben had seen snow, so snowman was quite a new concept. This is an activity that I find works best if you do it maybe 3 or 4 times consecutively, putting the things back in and pulling them back out again. I think this makes the language really build on itself, so whereas when Ben pulls it out the first time, he might just tell me what it is. As the activity develops, he then starts to describe them by himself.
A wee mouse.
A wee mouse? A wee Christmas mouse? Oh, is that a mouse? What is it?
Teddy bear.
A teddy bear.
It's got Mitzi.
It does. It has a hat and it's got holly all over it. Pictures of holly. My next activity is such a fun one, and that is to have an indoor snowball fight. Ben has lots of Christmas themed books where characters are having a snowball fight, so he was so excited to take part in this. I just used some packaging that had come with some online orders and scrunched them up into balls. Then we just had fun throwing these light bits of paper at one another. Obviously, it totally did not hurt if you were hitting the head with them. Ben thought it was hilarious and we had loads of fun doing it too. Ben also liked to have all the snowballs dropped on his head or drop them on our heads as well, so it looked like it was snowing on us. This one is just so easy to set up. It's a really nice family activity and it's something that Ben wanted to do again and again. The next activity is again such a simple one but genuinely so effective, and that is to get hold of some bells and sing some Christmas carols. So we have a musical instrument set that Ben got for his first ever Christmas. It has lots of different wooden instruments and it also has quite a few sets of bells. These are perfect for this activity, but equally I picked up some individual bells in the pound shop to add to some gifts this year, so stringing them onto a little bit of ribbon would also totally work. You would even say it.
Colours all over the eyes. When you set up a
we just sang some Christmas carols accompanied by our jingle bells. Ben had so much fun with this. He was totally taking the lead and singing lots of the carols by himself, accompanied of course with some very noisy jingle bells.
Jingle bells, oh, jingle bells, all the way.
For this activity, you first need to prepare a reindeer head shape. I just did this using some card that was in our recycling. I also then used some felt to cut out a red nose and some little reindeer ears, but again, you could do this with paper or whatever you had lying around. I also did have some giant googly eyes, but again, you could just draw these onto paper and it would have a very similar effect.
Antler.
There's an antler, yeah. Then we went to the park and just collected some sticks in lots of different sizes and shapes. Then Ben built the reindeer by adding all the pieces onto the head and using the sticks as the reindeer antlers. Of course, Ben also wanted to add a mouth using the sticks, a moustache using the sticks. It didn't necessarily look quite like the Rudolph I imagined at first, but he had lots of fun doing it and it was a really nice kind of puzzle activity.
This is Simone from Simone.
Oh yeah, that's his mouth, cool. And my final activity is a very easy, low mess painting activity. All I did was cut out some winter shapes onto cards. I made a woolly hat, a Christmas tree and a Christmas jumper. I then used a white candle to draw a secret pattern onto these objects. I then gave Ben his watercolour paint and a paintbrush and he could paint the colour onto these different Christmas shapes. The magic pattern then revealed itself, which is pretty cool to watch, especially if you're 2 years old. Now guys, I would love to know if you've been doing any other Christmas or winter themed activities with your toddlers. Please let me know down in the comments so I have a little bit of inspiration for things that I could try in the coming weeks too, because in Scotland the days are very cold and we don't have a lot of daylight, so we're spending a lot of time being creative indoors. Thank you so much for watching today. Remember to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and to hit subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you so much. Bye bye.